And good afternoon, and welcome to Growth Habits with Ngozi. I am your personal guide on this journey of growth. How are you doing, everyone? Um, okay, just checking that. All right, I'm live on Instagram. Am I live on Facebook? Let's check. How is everyone doing? Okay, I'm live on Facebook. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Instagram. And I believe we're live also on YouTube. So make your choice where you want to watch us from. We're everywhere now. Everywhere you go, Growth Habits is there. Welcome to Growth Habits with Ngozi. As I said, I am your personal guide on this journey of growth. As you join me, please do let me know. Let me make sure that it is audible. Okay, yes, I can see we are audible on Facebook. All right, and we're audible. Welcome, Vine Aesthetics on Instagram. I can see you. All right, welcome, everyone. This is Growth Habits with Ngozi, and as I said, I am your personal guide on the journey of growth. How are you doing? How is it where you are? It's a beautiful afternoon here in the beautiful city of Port Harcourt. Yeah, it's a beautiful day, truly. It's not sunny too much and it's also not raining. So it's a beautiful day. All right, so welcome to Growth Habits once again. I am your personal guide on this journey of growth. As you join me, please do let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're joining me from. I enjoy truly. It's such a pleasure for me when I go through and see where your comments and see where you're joining me from and all that. So we are continuing our series on resilience. We started this series. I think this is the third session in the series on resilience. Yeah, this is the third session. I believe. Yeah, it's the third session. So um, we are just a minute. Okay. All right. Okay. Just making sure that everything is okay. Onobi, welcome. I can see you on Facebook. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay. So we started this series on resilience. This is the third session, as I said. And in the first session, we just did like an introduction. What is resilience? What is it all about? And we said that resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to bounce back from challenges. Okay, looks like this my light is okay. To bounce back from challenges, from adversity, um, and any issue truly. But we also said that the bouncing back is not just to bounce back, it's to bounce back having learned something. It's not just that, okay, I had an adversity, I had an issue, I had a challenge, I fell down, but I stood back up. No, it's to be able to stand up having learned something, having grown from the experience of falling. So that was definition that we gave of adversity. And we said that adversity is not about avoiding challenges, but it's about facing them and growing through them. Many of us avoid challenges, and because we avoid challenges, we think we have done well. Let me use that expression. We think we have, um, adapted. We think we have overcome the adversities because we avoided the challenge. But that is not resilience and that is not growth. It can be, yes, that is okay. You made it through, you just made it through. But when you truly face challenges and then you grow through that experience, then you can say you have actually grown. Then you can attach resilience to your name. But if you have not faced really challenges, you dodge such challenges, you avoid them, you just skirt round about them, you're not growing. You're not growing because we truly grow by the things that we pass through, by the things that we come through. That is how we grow. All right, so that was our first session in this series. We talked about understanding what resilience is all about. The second session, yes, we talked about developing a growth mindset because it is essential in turning our challenges into opportunities that we develop a growth mindset. Please let me, I need to get one of these Surface mics. I really have to, because when I try to use the clip ons, I can't hear um, if you can, like if I check Facebook, I can't hear myself there. So I've not figured out that, but I think what I need is those Surface mics to make sure that I'm very, very audible, but I believe you can hear me. So, session 98, which was the second session in this series, we talked about developing a growth mindset. And we said that it's essential for you to turn challenges into opportunities. If you don't have a growth mindset, challenges defeat you. You're brought down by challenges. But when you have a growth mindset, you are able to turn those challenges into opportunities. You're able to move forward from them. And we also said that having a growth mindset is no longer, a nice to have thing. No, it has actually become essential for you to thrive in the society that we have today, in the world as it exists now. If you don't have a growth mindset, you truly cannot thrive in the world as it exists. You can't thrive. You will just continually be fighting battles that maybe you don't even need to fight. Okay, so and a growth mindset is a mindset that says, yes, I can grow. Yes, maybe I'm not the best I can be right now, but I can learn. It's a mindset that does not believe that, this is how I am, there's nothing I can do about it. That is a growth mindset. It's not simply accepting things as they are. A growth mindset determines that, okay, yes, I'm not the best right now, because we are not trying to deceive ourselves either. I'm not the best right now, but I can learn. And then goes ahead to begin that process of learning. That is a growth mindset, and not, on the other hand, a fixed mindset that's like, okay, I don't know mathematics, I don't know mathematics. I'm not science inclined, I am not science inclined, full stop. A growth mindset says, yes, I don't know mathematics, but I can learn it. Yes, I'm not science inclined, of, okay, we are back. We are back. So let me know. I can see that we are back finally. I don't know where it cut off. I really don't know. Oh, okay. All right. I can even hear myself on Facebook now. All right. So yes, someone else is on Facebook, but I can't see who it is. Okay. I can't see who it is, but welcome, welcome, and thank you for joining me. All right, so that was our second session in this series on resilience. We talked about developing a growth mindset, because that is truly what is going to help you turn the challenges you face into opportunities. That mind that is ready to learn, that mind that is ready to grow, that mind that's ready to face challenges, believing that you will learn from it, believing that you will grow from it. That is the mind that will help you truly be more resilient. Once you don't have that mindset, the tendency is that challenges will defeat you. Challenges will bring you down. So, developing a growth mindset is essential in building resilience. For today's session, we're going to be talking about building emotional intelligence for better adaptability. I know we have heard about emotional intelligence a lot. I have even discussed it, I think, on two different sessions, talking about two different things. One was specifically on emotional intelligence. Then, while discussing what were we even discussing when we also mentioned emotional intelligence? So, at least from me, I know you have heard about emotional intelligence. I know you have heard about it, but it also is essential in building resilience. It's essential to develop emotional intelligence if you have not. It's essential to practice it. When you have developed it, let it be part of your life. Let it be part of your experiences. Let it be part of what you do. Okay. So, we know that generally the world is not waiting for anyone. The world is not waiting for anyone. The world just keeps moving. Everything just continues. Nothing waits for you, really. Time does not stop and wait for you. People do not stop and wait for you. The world is constantly changing. And we also need to constantly change, truly. We need to be able to adapt in order to thrive. If we are not able to adapt, we cannot thrive. Not in the world of today, truly. Not in the world of today. So, emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your emotions. Recognize, understand, and manage your emotions while at the same time also recognizing, understanding, and managing the emotions of others. That is emotional intelligence. So it starts with you. You understand your own, recognize your emotions. You understand your emotions. You manage your emotions. And then you recognize the emotions of others. You understand it and you manage the emotions of others. Now, you might say, how am I going to manage other people's emotions? It does not mean that you're telling them what to feel, but you know how you react to what they do. That is what it means to recognize, understand, and manage and influence. Actually, it's actually influence and influence other people's emotions. You manage your own emotions and you influence the emotions of others. So that is what emotional intelligence is all about. And it okay, and we're back. We are back. Today's network is very, very interesting. Bear with me. Um, Please let me know if it's back where you are. Okay, I think it is. Okay. It looks like it only lost connection from my end because as I'm looking at Facebook, Facebook is a little delayed, and it's like it was still on through the time it was telling me it lost connection. So I guess maybe the problem is with this system. I don't know. Okay, so we're talking about emotional intelligence, and I was saying that it's your ability to recognize, understand, and manage your emotions while at the same time recognizing, understanding, and influencing the emotions of others. And I was saying that, You can't control people's emotions. You can't control how people feel. You can't control how you react to, what they show as part of their emotions, and that is how you influence their emotions. um, Many of us allow people's emotions to influence us too much. It's supposed to be the other way around. You should be in enough control of your emotions so that you can redirect the other person's emotions or the other person's outbursts or the other person's reactions. That is what emotional intelligence is all about. And truly, if you don't understand your own emotions, if you don't even recognize, I've said this severally, in this part of the world, we find it difficult to recognize our emotions because we're actually trained somehow to ignore our emotions and, man up in quotes and move on. But we need to learn to recognize what we feel, understand why we feel it, then we can manage it. If you have not recognized it, you've not understood it, you can't manage any emotion. So it's essential. And we're talking about resilience, and it's about bouncing back, about adapting to change. If you don't have reasonable control over your emotions, how do you adapt to change? How do you manage change? How do you develop resilience? It's not possible. It will be very hard. So it's essential we understand emotional intelligence and that we practice it in our lives is very, very essential. Um, I think I've mentioned that I've defined emotional intelligence. Yes, I'm looking at the definition I wrote down now, and yes, it says recognize and regulate our own emotions, understand and influence the emotions of others, then use emotions effectively in decision making, problem solving, and relationships. This is a summation of emotional intelligence, what it is all about. And I've seen, and I think research proves that people with high emotional intelligence lead better. It is proven because they handle stress better. They're more successful truly in leadership, in relationships, because they understand emotions and they know how to handle theirs and they know how to influence others' emotions and even how to handle others' emotions. They know it. People with emotional intelligence, and that is why they are successful, because the human beings are varied. You can hardly see two people that are the same. You can hardly see two people that react the same way to anything. Hardly. So your ability to understand emotions will help you navigate relationships, will help you navigate generally in life. So let's look at the five components of emotional intelligence. Like I said, I know I've talked about this before, but let's look at them again. Number one is self-awareness. And this is recognizing and understanding your own emotions. It is so important. This is actually the foundation of emotional intelligence. Being able to understand your own emotions. Why do you feel what you feel? Okay, for example, somebody upsets you, somebody does something that annoyed you, that angered you, that upset you. The question you need to ask yourself is, why did this thing anger me? Your interest is not, why did this person do this thing they did? Because you really cannot control the other person's actions. But if you're able to understand why this action of this person angered me, what did it trigger in me? When you understand that, you're able to take the next step so that the next time such and such a thing reoccurs, you will not be angered by it. That is the essence of emotional intelligence. Understanding your own emotions, self awareness. That is why that is the foundation of emotional intelligence. You can understand the whys of your emotions, recognize them. One, I was upset. This thing this person did angered me. The next thing is, why were you upset by it? Why did this action anger you? Like I said, remove from the equation first, why did this person do this? Right now, that is not the important thing. It is important for you to understand why it angered you. Because that same action could be taken on another person, exactly the same situation, exactly the same circumstance, and the person will not be angered by it. We know that is possible. So you need to know the whys. Why did this trigger me? What was it about this action that triggered me? If you can understand that, then you can begin to work out, how it will not trigger you anymore. But if you don't understand why it triggered you, the person will do, or someone else actually will do similar thing, and you will be triggered again. So it's essential to work on your self awareness, and that is your ability to understand, to recognize your emotions, to understand your emotions, to understand the triggers, and to know how these things affect you personally. Very, very important and very key. The foundation of emotional intelligence. So, for someone like me, I found out that there are things people say to me and it annoys me. And I had to sit down and ask myself, why does this actually annoy you? And I found out, this is not in all occasions, but I found out that in a lot of the situations, is because I had a feeling that this person was belittling me by whatever it is they did or said. I had a feeling within me that this person is trying to belittle me. And I had to ask myself a question. Number one, was that really the person's intent? Number two, even if that was the person's intent, did it work? Should it even work? These are the questions I asked myself. So when I began to ask myself these questions, one, I realized that even if it's truly the person's intent to belittle me, it shouldn't work. The person should not belittle, shouldn't be able to belittle me. Why should I allow you to belittle me? It's me that has to accept to be belittled. If I don't accept it, even if you dish it out, I don't receive it. And by the time I had this talk with myself and came to this realization, those kinds of words stopped annoying me. They stopped having the effect because I sat down and figured out what was the real matter. And then spoke to myself to sort out what was happening in me by reason of what you said. You see, I can't stop you from saying what you said. Even if I complain, even if I advise, even if I whatever, I can't stop you. But I can stop what you say from affecting me. This is the key thing. And so when I sat down and realized that is that feeling in me that you're trying to belittle me, that is what is bringing up the anger. That is what is bringing up the vexation in my spirit. And I began to deal with that. And I began to make myself understand that you don't have the authority, you don't have the power to belittle me. It's me that will give you the power. And I refuse to give it. When I stopped giving people the power to belittle me, when they make those types of comments that they used to make that will get me angry, when they say it, it becomes words. It becomes words. I had someone ask me one time, she was looked at, somebody said something that she felt I should respond to. And she was like, why didn't you respond? And I looked at her and said, why should I respond? That thing she said is meant to belittle me. But I refuse to be belittled. I refuse. I can only give you permission to belittle me. It's me that will give you the permission. And I've withdrawn with permission. By that door, I shut it. So you cannot belittle me by the things you say. Therefore, it stopped triggering me when such comments are made around me. I'm careful not to give specifics now, but you know, we all know the kind of comments people make. And like I said, maybe the person intended it, maybe they did not, but it's not even important what they intended. It's not important what the person intended. It's your reaction to it, my reaction to it. And like I tell people, when someone does something to trigger you and they do it the first time it triggers you, they will do it again and again and again. But when they do it and it doesn't trigger you, let's say the person, something is happening upstairs, they try again, it still doesn't trigger you. Haba, they will rest. They will rest. So, emotional intelligence, self awareness, your ability to understand your own emotions, your ability to recognize your own emotions, your ability to know how those emotions affect your behavior, and then being able to manage it. It doesn't mean you will never be upset by things people say, but your reaction becomes different. Your reaction to it changes. Okay. I hope that helped us. Now, there's some things that we can do that will help us in developing and maintaining this self-awareness. Number one is to keep a journal to track your emotions. And I know some people, so many people on Instagram. Welcome, Chibike, Jamaica. Welcome, Balanced Living Consulting, Kochifi. Yeah, she says that's why we need to learn. Don't allow people to be, yes, don't allow people to belittle you. Do not. As in, do not. Don't accept it. If you accept it, it becomes the norm. Truly, when you accept it, it becomes the norm. They keep doing it because they see that it is working. Don't give people permission to belittle you. It's you that gives the permission, it's you that withdraw it. So withdraw the permission if you have given anyone before. Oh, welcome, Mrs. Regina Obiagwa. I see you on Facebook. Onwuchilobachi, I see you on Facebook. Thank you so much for joining me today. So withdraw that permission. Don't give it. Don't give it. Withdraw it. So I was talking about keeping a journal to help you track your emotional patterns. Now, what this does for you is that it helps. That is how you identify your triggers. Truly, by the time you keep track of um, your emotions, you keep track of the patterns, you begin to identify the things that trigger you. If you're, somebody like me, I didn't keep journal then because I didn't know about it. Now, probably that's how I would have handled this situation I talked about. Now, then I didn't know about journaling. I just sat down and began to recount in my head what happened, or why does this particular kind of action by people trigger me. But if I had had a journal that I kept track, it would have been easy to just bring out that journal and look at it. So it helps. That is one of the ways that we can help our self-awareness. Then ask yourself this question: why am I feeling this? What am I feeling? And then why am I feeling it? What am I feeling and why am I feeling it? This is what I did. What am I feeling? I identified anger, annoyance, vexation of spirit. I identified it. Then why am I feeling it? Because I felt belittled. So most times, even when something is happening, when somebody does something that annoys you, and you ask yourself this question there and then in your spirit, in your mind, you ask yourself these two questions before you react to what the person said. Your reaction will definitely be different, for sure. So ask yourself these questions. It will help you develop self awareness, and it will change how you react to things. Definitely. Another thing that will help you is to ask for feedback from trusted friends. Keyword trusted friends. It's not everybody you ask for this kind of feedback from. It's not everybody. So ask for feedback from trusted friends on how you handle emotions. Let them truly tell you what. Okay, we are back. So my apologies for that break in transmission. The network today is awesome. Wonderful network today. It went off again, it cut off again. So I hope we're back everywhere. Please let me know if okay, yes, I can see that we are back on Facebook and we are back on Instagram. My apologies, truly. The network is interesting, as I said. Okay, so we have talked about self awareness. The next thing to talk about is self regulation. Another, now we have recognized our emotions. We asked ourselves, what do I feel? Why do I feel it? The next thing is self regulation, managing those emotions effectively. Managing those emotions effectively. Self regulation is just controlling your impulses. Controlling, I just saw a message that flashed and I'm wondering how managed. Okay, it's controlling your impulses and how you respond. I've told, I'm sure I've shared this several times here. I've come to a point where I don't I don't want to say I don't because sometimes I still do. Most times I don't react to anything immediately it happens, especially when my heart is boiling. We know it. We know this. We know these things. You know, there's something that will happen and your heart is already, if the words to say they are at the tip of your tongue and they are not good words. We know those times. And your heart is already pounding. You're ready to pounce. You're ready to release all the venom. I've been teaching myself to not react in those situations. I told us about taking a deep breath. It works like magic for me. Just take a deep breath before you respond. The response is different. You self, you know. You will see it that what you finally say when you have taken that deep breath is quite different from what was in your mind initially. So self-regulation is being able to manage those emotions and not allow the emotions control you, but you control the emotions. Don't allow the current situation to determine your reaction. Sit back, give yourself a minute to gather yourself and then react. The reaction is always different. It is 110% different. So, when let's assume somebody gives you some kind of negative feedback on something you did, the first reaction will be attack because you are feeling attacked already. This person is saying what I did is not good enough, probably the work I did is not good enough. So your first reaction is to attack. But if you pause, Take a deep breath and probably ask the person a clarifying question, a question that tries to understand exactly what they meant by what they said. One, you might find out that what you thought the person meant is not really what they meant. I don't know if that has ever happened to you. Or you'll find out that maybe they meant it, but they too did not even understand what they were saying. But if you didn't take the pause, see, you wouldn't have gotten this second wind. You would have acted out of the first impulse. And most times, see that first impulse when you're angry or when you're upset or when you're emotional, is not always the best. Okay, we are back. We are back. I can see that we went off for a second there. Once again, my apologies. I wish this was under my control, but there's really nothing I can do about these network challenges. Okay, are we back? Um, it's like we're still hanging on Instagram. All right, we're back on Instagram. Let me check Facebook. I can see a comment. Yes, Ozo, welcome. Thank you for joining me. She said it's like I'm in your attacker. It's like I mean your attacker, yes. Somebody is coming at you and you're giving them the weapon with which to attack you with. When you respond, in anger without pausing and understanding what is happening. So think about that. I mean your attacker. I like that expression. So, one of the things that can help you in developing and maintaining self regulation is breathing. Like I said, it sounds simple, but it works. Take a deep breath. That's 1 second actually makes a huge difference. So, breathing techniques, when your emotions are high, whether the emotion is anger, fear, whatever it is, when you take a deep breath and release, your emotions have calmed down, even if it's just 1 degree, is enough, is a lot. Then pause before reacting, of course. Pause, just don't say anything immediately. Don't say anything. By the time you want to talk, your emotions have come down a notch. A notch. That's all you need. You don't even need to be completely calm. Just that notch is enough to make a difference. And then be mindful. Be mindful. Stay present. Stay focused. When you're mindful and you're present, there are some things you will not say really because you're mindful of the situation, you're mindful of the people you're around, and you're mindful of the current situation. So be mindful. These will help you in regulating your emotions. This will help you in regulating your emotions. Okay, yes. Mrs. Obiago says when you relax or think before responding, the response is different. So true. The response is different. I can tell you this for free. It's never the same. So that helps. The next aspect of emotional intelligence we'll talk about is motivation. That's using your emotions to drive growth. Instead of using the emotions to cause problem, use it to drive growth. Make use of those emotions. You keep your focus on the long-term goals. You don't allow the immediate distractions to make you miss your way. No. For example, people reject, maybe you made some inputs or they reject your work. Don't take that as, oh, I can't do any better. No, let the feelings of rejection you're feeling at that time, let that motivate you to do more. Let that motivate you to improve. I think I read a story, I think it's Oprah Winfrey, that she was rejected by many television stations in the days before she began her own, Oprah Winfrey show and all that. She was rejected very early. Many of the stations felt like, nope, you are not what we need. You can't, this, you're just not it. But she didn't allow their telling her you're not it to make her just give up and go and sit down. That fueled her motivation to improve and to start her own self. And today, the rest is history, we know. She's one of the biggest media moguls. Sometimes I think those people then that told her, your face is not good for television, you can't work in television, you are just not what we are looking for. I wonder how they felt when the Oprah Winfrey show went international. So don't allow your emotions to make you, bring you down. Let them be the motivation for growth. Some of the ways you can do this: set goals that align with your values. When your goals align with your values, there's an intrinsic motivation to achieve the goals because they align with your values. So try to set goals that align with your values. Then remind yourself why you started anything, whatever it is. Remind yourself of your why. It will help you when things begin to get difficult or when you're facing a rejection or things like that. Your why will help keep you focused and turn every setback to a learning opportunity. Honestly, every setback, turn it to a learning opportunity. The next aspect of emotional intelligence is understanding the emotions of others. It's called what? Empathy. Empathy, not sympathy. Empathy, putting yourself in others' shoes. Do we see how these things will help us be more resilient people? If you are able to manage your emotions, you can bounce back and bounce back better. If you are able to manage and control your emotions, you will bounce back from every challenge and bounce back better. So we're talking about empathy. And I said empathy is not sympathy. Oh. It's not. Empathy is being able to put yourself in another person's shoes, to try and feel what they are feeling at the moment, to try and understand why they may have reacted the way they reacted, or why they may have said what they said. Or put yourself in the other person's shoes and try to see their perspective. It will help you. Some of the ways to do this is to listen actively to people. Don't just listen to get your next point. There are some people, when you're having a discussion with them, they're truly not hearing, let me use that word, what you're saying. They're only picking up the next point to give to you. Don't be that kind of listener. Listen actively to people. Pay attention to what they're saying with their words. Pay attention to what they're saying with their body language. Pay attention to all that they are saying. Be an active listener. You'll be more empathetic. Then, just ask yourself, how would I feel if I was in this person's shoes? That question will help you be more empathetic. If it were me that so and so happened to, how would I react? How would I really feel? When I correct people that I work with, I had to learn to ask myself before I correct anyone. If I was in the same situation, how would I feel by the words I want to say to them? That helps me shape what I'm going to say in a way that, one, it gets my point across. I will correct you, but I will not correct you to hurt you. My point will be made. I will correct you. I will tell you what you did wrong, but you will come out not being hurt because I thought about it. Truly, I thought about it and I asked myself, if you are in the same situation, how would you feel if somebody said this to you? So be empathetic. It will help you be more resilient for sure. Because when you feel for people, when you feel for people, you understand things from their own perspective. One, you don't get too upset with some things people do, and you're more able to move on from situations. Something happened recently and somebody made a comment, something people did that she didn't, she felt somehow, but that she made excuse for everybody. In her mind, she made excuse for everybody and moved on. Now that helped her move on quicker. I'm not saying we should go about making excuses for people all the time, but try to put yourself in the people's shoes. Sometimes you find that situations made it so that they couldn't do whatever it was. So put yourself in people's shoes. Practice um, putting, that is asking, that question: how would I feel if I were in their situation? It will help you move on quicker. You drop the hurts, you drop the issues concerned in that situation, and you move on quicker. Excuse me. So, okay, just checking through if there's any other message. Social skills is the next aspect of emotional intelligence. I have to run now so that I can finish. Yeah, I think I can. Yeah, I can finish. But let me just run through. Social skills is the next aspect of emotional intelligence that I want to talk about as it relates to resilience, as it relates to our being resilience. And social skills is the ability to build strong relationships. The ability to build strong relationships. Social skills help you to communicate, help you to collaborate, and helps you to resolve conflicts, okay, more effectively. Social skills. And I think one of the things that made Barack Obama one of the I'm careful to look for the right words to use in describing him now, but one of the things that set him apart as a president, let me say that, one of the things that set Barack Obama apart as a president when he was a president of the United States was his ability to connect with people across different backgrounds. That is one of the things that set him apart. He could connect with the rich, he could connect with the poor, he could connect with the blacks, he could connect with the white, he connected with everybody, as in everybody across different backgrounds. He found a way to always come to your own level if that's what it needed. If he needed to step up, he stepped up. If he needed to step down, he stepped down. He found a way to connect with people across board. And that is what social skills is all about. Your ability to connect with people, your ability to communicate, your ability to collaborate with people, your ability to resolve even conflicts effectively with people. That is social skills. And I mean, you can see how that will help you build resilience. If you're able to resolve conflicts quickly, if you're able to relate with people where they are, there's some offense you will not take. That's the truth. That is the truth. So social skills is very important. Some of the ways we can build it, of course, active listening is number one. Because it's when you listen to people actively, you will know where they are before you begin to figure out how to be where they are. So listen actively with people. Don't don't listen to interpret, really. Many of us do that, including me speaking. We listen and we interpret and we interrupt. Don't interpret and interrupt people when they are speaking. Listen to what they are saying, and like I said, listen not just to their words, listen to their actions, listen to their body language. It will help you connect more with the person when you're able to listen in that way, because it helps you understand the person better. Then conflict resolution. Learn how to approach disagreements, learn how to approach misunderstandings calmly, with calmness and understanding. Learn how to also resolve conflicts with a win win mindset. Believe that it is possible, every conflict is possible to have a win win. I believe this completely, wholeheartedly. It is possible to have a win win in every conflict. It might not be 50-50 win win. This is where we miss it. We think that win win means, 50-50. It doesn't always mean 50-50, but it is possible to have a win win in every conflict. It might turn out to be an 80-20 win, but everybody comes out feeling heard for sure, if nothing else. They are sure that you heard them and you understood them. So approach conflicts with that. This is one way to build your relationship and connection with people. If you are able to, in the midst of a conflict with someone, resolve it in such a way that the person comes out feeling heard, that you heard what they said, you truly heard them, you truly understood their point of view. So work on practice conflict resolution in that way. It will help you build your social skills. Then develop networking skills. See, relationship is currency. Is really currency. When I see some stories of people that just by the mention of someone's name, they were able to get some things, I realized that truly relationship is currency. Build relationships, build them wherever, everywhere that you can get them. Build relationships. Build relationships. Don't belittle any relationship. Doesn't even matter. Learn how to maintain relationships. This is something me I'm also working on. Especially, I am trying. I've never really been I hardly call people till tomorrow. I hardly call people. But it doesn't mean the person is not in my mind though. The person might even be uppermost in my mind right at that time. But to pick up the phone and call. So I'm working on it. I'm trying to teach myself because that is one of the ways to maintain connection. Call people. Call. Me, I am a text person. I can send you 150 million texts if that's, but I might not remember to call you. But some people, the fact that you have not called them, they see that you did not think of them. So I'm learning it. I'm working on that. That is one big thing I am working on, truly. One big thing I'm working on to connect more with people, to what's the word I'm looking for now? To keep relationships because relationship is currency. Currency. There's this program that I've been part of, New Testament reading, and I was trying to reach out to one of the participants in another country, and I've sent them several WhatsApp messages, and they did not respond. I now remember that in a previous edition, I had a participant from that same country. Imagine if I had not built any kind of relationship with this person now. How would I come back and ask for her help? But I was able to reach out to her because while she did, when the edition that she did this New Testament reading, I established some kind of relationship with her. It wasn't just a matter of report your progress of the New Testament reading. We actually had some chats. We actually prayed together, so I could quickly chat her up again and be like, please, can you help me call this person in your country? And she did. But imagine if I had no relationship. So relationship is currency. Develop it. It will help you. Now, all these things we have talked about, emotional intelligence, they help us build resilience, help us be more adaptable because one, they help us to stay calm under pressure. If you're able to master these 5 aspects of emotional intelligence, you will remain calm under pressure. You will remain calm under pressure. It makes you, and it makes it easier being able to, when you're able to, what's the word I'm looking for? If you're able to master these 5 areas of emotional intelligence, it makes it easier for you to navigate change. It makes it easier for you to navigate uncertainty. It makes it easier. It doesn't mean that you now become an expert, but it makes it easier. I take easier any day. I would accept easier any day. So it makes it easier for you to navigate change. It makes it easier for you to um, navigate uncertainty. Definitely. Then, when you also master these aspects of emotional intelligence, your decision making and your problem solving abilities are improved. They're improved. They're improved because one, your emotions are under control and you make better decisions when your emotions are under control. Definitely. This one is sure. You make better decisions when your emotions are under control. Um, then definitely being someone of high emotional intelligence strengthens relationships, mostly because of the last thing we spoke about, the last two, empathy and social skills. You will have good bonds with people. You will have relationships that are strong. And they say, teamwork makes the dream work, right? Teamwork makes the dream work. So learn learn to strengthen your emotional intelligence. It will help you be more resilient generally. Generally, it will help you be more resilient. There's some things you can do that will help you. One is the ability to ask yourself, the question of what am I feeling? It's an overrated skill. I'm telling you, it's underrated. Sorry, skill. Asking yourself, what am I feeling? And why am I feeling it? It's an underrated skill. This thing has saved me in several situations. What are you feeling? Why are you feeling it? What are you feeling? Why are you feeling it? It has saved me in many situations because by the time I examined my emotions, my reaction was different. 100% different. So develop that, will I call it emotional check-in? I don't know. Daily checking into your emotions. What am I feeling and why am I feeling it? Very important. Breathing. Another underrated skill. That's take a deep breath in, out. There are very many different techniques. You can choose whichever one works for you. But that's pause that it gives you. And when you're doing breathing exercises, it's not like when you're breathing normal. Normal breathing, you're not thinking about it and you're breathing. But when you're doing breathing exercises, you're actually conscious of the breathing. You're thinking about inhale, hold, exhale in 3 counts, all those things. Most times of when you're thinking about they have to breathe in 3 seconds, hold it 3 seconds, breathe out 3 seconds or 3 counts, you're not thinking about anything else. You're not thinking about anything else at that point. So definitely it brings a calm to your body, to your system, to your emotions. And then when you react, you're reacting from calm. You're not reacting from the is it an emotions that are high. Okay. So and being also able to understand others emotions, that is it takes a lot of doing. That is not an easy it's not easy truly to be able to put yourself in another person's shoes. It's not an easy thing to develop. It really isn't. But once again, the joys, I believe, that come with that outweigh the effort that you put in to put yourself in another person's shoe and understand to a large extent what they're feeling. Okay, I believe that with these things we have discussed, we can see how emotional intelligence helps us be more adaptable and therefore builds resilience in our lives generally. Um, if I would ask, you can put it in the comments, whether you're on Facebook or your Instagram or YouTube, wherever you're watching me on right now. You can put it in the comments. Which of the five components of emotional intelligence that we discussed, which of the five do you want to improve or do you think you need improvement in? Just put it in the comments and even put in there also your plan. If you think, I need to improve my empathy, how do you intend to improve it? I gave us some, small examples of how these things can be worked on. Put in the comments there how you intend, what is your plan to improve on that aspect that you have chosen, that this is what I want to work on. And with that, I've come to the end of today's session. Thank you all so much for joining me on Growth Habits with Ngozi today. This was session 99, which means that next Tuesday is our 100th session of Growth Habits with Ngozi. I'm still thinking of how to celebrate this 100th session. I'm thinking whether I should do some kind of giveaway. I don't know. The thing with giveaway now is that people will come and be expecting big expecting big something and nothing for you. So I'll think of between now and weekend, I would have come up with how we are going to celebrate our 100th session. Maybe we might do a very tiny giveaway, who knows? Or we just do like, maybe we'll do a quick, even as we take what we have for next week, maybe we'll devote a session, a segment to the people saying what have they learned. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Just part of the program, share with me what you have learned in this 100 sessions of growth habits. Yeah, I think we'll do that. But maybe we'll even start it before that next week, Tuesday. I'll let us know. But once again, thank you so much for joining me today. For those that are part of the Rise and Renew 21-day transformation program, it is honestly, even myself, I am getting so much value from that program. If you didn't join us, maybe the next one you'll be part of it. Remember that all these are sessions. They're on YouTube. Go to our YouTube page, subscribe. You will see all the sessions from session 1. They're all on YouTube. Since Facebook wants to start deleting our live sessions, so as if I knew, all this while, every session is downloaded on YouTube. So all of them are on YouTube. You can go there. Facebook will only keep the live sessions for 1 month. Before, they used to keep it longer. And after a month, they delete all the live sessions. So go to our YouTube page, Growth Habits with Ngozi. You will see all our sessions from 1 to 99, because as this one ends, it will be posted there now. All right, thank you all once again, and remember to make today an everyday count. Be valuable and grow daily. See you next week, Tuesday. 12 noon Nigerian time is the time. Have an awesome day and bye.